Hi, so it's been a little while since our latest update about what's on the go on the farm. So if you recall in previous videos we discussed that we were going to get Finnsheep and we were going to enter into an AI program which does need foundation ewes. So this is Thistle and Islay are foundation ewes. Now they have come to us pre-bred, so we're actually starting to watch the end of July for any signs of birthing. Now they don't have any udders now, you can see, but they are a big girth. They hang quite low, it pulls their stomach down. They're not exactly used to people. I could get them to eat out of my hand when I have grain, but when you have goats too, it's really hard. Now they were in a separate pen just for them, and the goats basically made a hole in the fence and they came through the hole in the fence. And it's just a challenge to try to get them back. But here they have more grazing too and more space. So these guys were sheared right before we got them, so they've been here about a month, I would say. You know, they're doing quite well. Sometimes we can get pretty close to them. I have pet them. They don't appreciate it yet, but we're pretty excited to have them here. So why we got the Finnsheep as our foundation ewes, which is because they are phenomenal mothers and very prolific. The world record for a Finnsheep is 9 lambs at one time. 9. So not only are they prolific, but being a good mother is not just watching their young, it's also being able to provide for them. So they provide ample milk both for their lambs and if you want to milk them as a little side hustle to make cheese or whatever. So they are able to care for their young as well as look after them. Now, one thing we did request this year, which is where I got these from, is that they be flush. So what that means is before breeding, it's a steady incline of food. Mosquitoes are driving me crazy. And then basically what that tells the sheep's body in, you know, the easiest, fastest way to explain it is that there's an abundance of food, release more eggs. And so that they can have more babies. So it increases our chances for multiples. They're big now and no udder to speak of. Absolutely none. And he had said, because they are previous mothers, which was one of the qualifications that we needed, that they bag up well in advance. So we're expecting, you know, 2-3 week udder development, and we got absolutely nothing. So they're this big that it pulls their stomachs down. I'm hoping for a minimum of triplets, and I cannot wait. They were bred to a Blackfin ram, so you know what we could end up with is who knows. Now, these here are going to take some time. They may not be friendly ever, but their lambs will be. It's July now, so we're going to probably have August lambs. And then if we do move forward with the AI, which is a whole other thing to discuss, they would be bred really late fall if their body condition is well enough to do so. So right now, you know, they graze, they eat, but they're so big, it's hard to really get a true gauge of their condition. This is how they came. So they have a slight indent, but if you look at this one here, which is Islay, she is huge. Look at that stomach. So they see Cujo, and they did not come from a farm with a livestock guardian dog. Now, they're more tolerant to Cujo, actually, than our latest surrender goat, which is really nice to see, because ideally Cujo is going to protect these lambs, because they are going to be so fragile. And the best part about sheep is they are not afraid to stand their ground.
Which is excellent, yeah.
And ram them. They will ram the dog. Jade, our duck-toller, is oblivious of everything. Just sweet, really dumb sometimes with her surroundings. And she got rammed because she was paying attention to the warnings that they were giving her, but she was too close. But they're so cute, and I just want to pet them because even sheared, their wool just coming back in is so soft, but they just normally won't let me. Yeah, Stacia's like, that's a big no for me.
But she let you close.
Yeah, they will.
And like you said, these may never be that tame, but their babies certainly will be.
Yeah.
Because they'll be grown up with us.
With grain, they will follow me anywhere I want them to go. It just gets tricky when there's goats involved, because goats are goats. Now they're so heavily pregnant they don't get to do the forced stiff leg hop right now, which is too bad. Now if they take off down this hill, you'll see them. They're pretty cute, but I can't get over how big they are already. With at least a minimum of a month and a half left to go. They're huge. Hi, you want to come over here? Come on. Look at that belly. Look how low.
But yeah, so I mean, that really wraps up why it was Finnsheep. We talked about quite a few different types of sheep that we'd be interested in. We ended up with Finn for this specific purpose. I don't know if they would be the sheep we would pick other than for birthing. But now that we have them, they're very nice. We have had a few other types of sheep.
We had Shetlands.
Yep, and Shetlands were adorable.
They were.
Yep.
A little crazy, but very cute.
And then we had a cross, which was really adorable.
Yeah, so there wasn't an update since then. So Finn actually grew up a little bit more, and then I noticed some discrepancies with him. So he had a double coat, which Finns do not have. So he had black, and then under it was white, and then started developing these nice horns. So basically, hey! What can happen is there's a little pen duck. Sheep are like cats, like dogs, like people. They can have multiple children by different fathers. And so the ewe lamb that was there when I bought the ram was Finn. This one got covered by her Icelandic ram. So he was Finn Icelandic, and so we sold him. He went to a nice little hobby farm in New Brunswick, and he's gonna live out his days there. So we're still in the market for a ram. We're thinking we might get 2 cross sheep from someone. We're in the works right now just to kind of add. But with these 2, even if they give us triplets each, that's 6 babies. Any of the ewes we'll keep. And so basically we can, with these 2, provided we get a ram, we can actually develop a really, really healthy size flock of things. And why we don't have a ram is because nobody, other than my shearer who I bought them from, keeps pure Finn. And we didn't want to have the mix. We really like our purebred everything.
Well, you know what you're going to get with a purebred.
All the
And when
characteristics.
Exactly, and when we have a very specific purpose, what happens if you get a cross and they don't have those great mothering
Instincts.
or they are not prolific breeders and any of that it's the whole purpose of the Finn. And they're quite cute. As far as sheep go, they have a cute little face.
Yes, they're so cute.
Which is important. All our animals tend to be good looking. It's just...
And
there's
they're, all of our animals have something really unique about them, which is why I like what we have. Our cashmere goats, Nigerian dwarf goats, which is what we got into lately. They're basically your miniature cow in the goat world. They produce a lot. They're very small statured. They're lovely. Finns have the most interesting history that I've read yet on sheep. Not only are they so prolific and have all of those lambs.
Sorry, Cujo got down on her stomach and was crawling over to the sheep like in a begging fashion. It was very adorable.
She wants to be friends. But yeah. So
Yeah.
The other interesting fact is these, not only were they going to be our foundation ewes, they're actually foundation ewes for a lot of things. They have been mixed into a lot of different breeds to put over that mothering skills and the prolificacy. Cujo, too much. So they've actually saved a lot of the commercial sheep breed because traditionally they only lamb 150%, and they are typically 300%, which means they typically birth 3 lambs. They breed all year round, and you can breed them twice a year. So they really have a lot of things going for them. They're very unique. That's a good girl, Cujo. Be nice. And they will defend themselves, but they're not scared.
Oh, here comes the little jet engine that could.
You're just a nut. But anyway, that is the introduction to the sheep. I'm very excited to keep them here. I'm excited for us to get a ram, which we're in the works with my shearer. We're hoping he has an unrelated lamb. Church is here. And then we're going to grow. So stay tuned, because the cutest video on earth might be happening in August with some lambs from these 2 ladies. Too much?
All right.
So livestock guardian dogs have stamina for days, if you were curious. But anyway, that's all for us for today. If you want to place any guesses on how many lambs they're going to have, feel free to drop a comment below and we will see who is the winner. If you have chosen the right lamb count per lamb, so you have Thistle and Islay, if you choose the right number, you might just get a gift in the mail. Who knows? So comment below what you think they're going to land, and we'll keep you posted and see if you get a prize in the mail.
Sounds good.